Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Thursday. So glad to be able to connect with you again today. I've got another great story for you. I hope you enjoyed the stories we've been reading this week. Today, our story is called Caps for Sale. And this is like a hat, a cap that you might wear on your head. And if you look down here, we see the caps. All right, and we got this guy up in the tree. We got to find out what's he doing up in this tree. All right, let's see what it is all about. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. So can you see that picture? This is a man who is going around selling caps. But look the way he carries them, all on top of his head. First, he had on his own checkered cap, then a bunch of gray caps, and then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. Can you see all those? He's got them right stacked on top of his head. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." Can you say that with me? Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up at the street and he walked down the street, calling, help me out, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," he said, and he walked out of town slowly, so not to upset the caps. Look how he keeps it nice and straight on his head. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree. And he leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Look at that. They all stayed on top of his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. Put your hand on your head. You have your caps on your head. First his own checkered hat, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, and the blue caps, and the red caps on the very top. They were all there. So he went to sleep. Let me hear you snore. Can you snore? He's sleeping. He slept for a long time. Can you snore some more? Take that quick little nap. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. Do you notice something in the picture? Take a look. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checkered cap. No. He looked to the right of him. No caps. Can you find your right? Look to your right. He looked to the left of him. No caps. Look to your left. Remember which is your left side and your right side. He looked in back of him. No caps. Turn around. Look behind you. He looked behind the tree. No caps. Look behind the tree. And he looked up into the tree. What do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. Look at those monkeys in those caps. The peddler looked at those monkeys, and the monkeys looked at that peddler. He didn't know what to do. What would you do? Boys and girls, think about what would you do? But finally, he spoke to them. You monkeys, you, he said, shaking a finger at them. Get your finger out. Start shaking that finger. You give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, tisk, tisk, tisk. Can you get your finger and do that? Tisk, tisk, tisk. This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them. Get both your hands. Get both of them. Get two of them. And he said, you monkeys, you give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook their hands back at him and said, tisk, tisk, tisk. Can you get your hand up there like those monkeys? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Got to use both hands. Both hands. Oh, I think the peddler's mad. Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, you monkeys, you better give me back my caps. Can you stomp your feet? But the monkeys only stomped their feet back at him and said, tisk, tisk, tisk. Can you shake your hands and stomp your feet? By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stomped both his feet and shouted, you monkeys, you must give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, tisk, tisk, tisk. At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap, he threw it on the ground, and he began to walk away. Ready? Let's throw off our cap. Throw that cap down. We are so angry, and we're going to walk away. But then each monkey pulled off his cap and all the gray caps and all the brown caps and all the blue caps and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. And so the peddler picked up the caps and he put them on back his head. First his own checkered cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, and the blue caps, and the red caps were all the way on the top. Get your hats back on. Can you get them back on? Make sure they're nice and straight. Get that checkered cap, get that gray cap, the brown, the blue, and the red. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. Can you help me out? Caps. Caps for sale. 50 cents a cap. The end. Great job. Hope you enjoyed that story, boys and girls.